Next Capital here with Wall Street Institute and Company. Welcome to another market breakdown. This is part of the live daily trading sessions that we host every day from 10 a.m. during the London session, 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. and 11 a.m. sorry, to 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. for the New York session. So as usual, we're gonna go through the financial markets, select few of my watch list. However, if you have a pair that you want us to analyze for you, shoot us a comment in the comment section. We are going to have a look at that. As usual, we're going to start with trading economics just to see the potential direction of the market, so to speak. So German business confidence hits 8-month low. So since last week, we've been receiving negative news from Germany. It'll be interesting to see how the German 30 reacts to this kind of news. Still advances on support hopes for those that trade steel. Based on the Chinese yen. Indonesia keep rates on hold. Turkey business morale on a 4th-month low. It's negative from Turkey. European shares muted ahead of policy meetings. So we can expect the euro to consolidate as of this morning. If it takes direction, I would expect it to be bearish since we're receiving negative news from Turkey, from Germany. Swedish purchaser prices drops, as you can see. More negative news from the Eurozone. Chinese yuan gains on policy support pledge. So we're going to see the Chinese yuan appreciating in value. Hopefully the Japanese yen as well. I don't trade the Chinese yuan. As far as the calendar is concerned, today being the 25th of July 2023, Tuesday. So we're looking at the consumer confidence that's supposed to come out later on during the New York session at 4 p.m. GMT +2. Otherwise, overall, it's a week that's filled with high volatile news. As you can see, the red folders from Australia, the US, Europe, Japan. I'd say the major currencies based on consumer confidence, unemployment, mainly monetary policy statement coming from Japan. So I think I would have to do a YouTube video on monetary policies and to help you guys understand that. With that said, let's jump on a chart. We're gonna start with the dollar index. The dollar index has been bullish for a while now. Let me check the daily time frame. Has been recovering for a while now. In the long term, I would personally anticipate a retest of 103. However, in the short term, there's this 102 order block that's visible on a 4-hour time frame. Yep, there we go. So we had this one here, fresh order block, but because it had imbalance above that, we chose to pick this one. Still have imbalance here as well, but I think we're gonna have a reaction here. Maybe towards this lows of 100. So what can we anticipate here? Personally, I'm looking at something like this, and a push to 103. As to what's going to happen at 103, I have no idea. Right. So DXY, this is an instrument that basically maps the weakness and the strength of the US dollar. So at 103, okay, at 103, we might anticipate the market to push further down. Why? Because we broke this low. And as you know, when we keep on breaking lows, it means we are in a bearish order flow or bearish market. So yeah, with that said, let's look at gold. I already have analysis that it's up here, so I won't remove most of it. So with gold, after the rejection of 1987, which is somewhere here, 1985, so to speak. Yeah, let's say 1985. We are anticipating a further push to the downside. So what we had here was a change of character that occurred at this area. So we had a change of character there. So it's a sign that the market is reversing. And we had a liquidity sweep here. So we had a liquidity sweep here. There we go. So that's liquidity. As the market was pushing down, it was breaking lows and mitigating those order blocks. Mitigating, so see this one was mitigated as well. Break of this low, market left an order block, broke another low. We haven't seen the market coming back here, hence we'll be anticipating to sell from this point. And that's risk reward ratio trade, 1:7, meaning if you're risking 1%, there's a potential 7% return on this kind of setup here. However, in the long term, once the market taps into this QML level here, I'll be looking for buys at 1950. That has been my story for the couple of weeks. So 1950 is a point of interest to me. So stepping down to a lower time frame of 15-minute time frame. So this is what we're looking at here. So we have liquidity here and imbalance, of which we haven't fully closed. So we're anticipating the market now to push further up, tap into that area, and then drop. So got oil. Haven't been trading oil, but merely relying on this. I've been relying on its correlation with the Canadian dollar, because part of my watch list is the dollar CAD. So yeah. Okay, so what do we have here in terms of order flow? I hope you can see that we just kept on breaking lows, right? Breaking lows. So I'd consider that as a lower high. We broke this low. Still we have that lower high. So I'd consider these as liquidity. So lots of liquidity lying down here. So with that said, question would be, what's my major high and major low at this point? My major high would be that one, major low being this point right here. So I'm looking for selling opportunities within, now that I've established the direction of the market. So I'm looking for selling opportunities within this range. So we have that area of supply that was left unmitigated up there. Sorry for that. So we have this area of supply that was left unmitigated here. So simple setup is what we're anticipating, right? So that supply and some imbalance right here. Okay, even net that have imbalance here, but I'd like to consider this one. Okay, and then let's drop down to pound dollar. On a daily time frame, I would pull out this indicator here just to look at something. I would anticipate a push to this order block here. Let's go to a full screen mode. Try to expand this. That order block there. Why? Because it broke structure. It's the one that was responsible for break of structure, and it looks like we didn't come back to mitigate that order block. So broke structure on the left hand side, so I'll be expecting the market to come back to these lows. Okay, so we've got this area of liquidity here, so we need to take out that liquidity. Okay, for our time frame, top down analysis is very important to follow the higher time frame perspective or direction, if you may. Okay, we have this supply that was not mitigated up here. And as you can see in this a minor consolidation structure. We just kept breaking the lows. Remember, the more lows we break, it's a sign that we are pushing to the downside. Okay. So currently we had a break of the structure. Market came back to this. This is the order block. Came back to this order block, reacted to that, broke structure again to the downside. So we're seeing a return to an order block. Hopefully clear on a 1 hour or 15-minute time frame. Let's see. So yeah, 1 hour. There we go. Looks like we've tapped into that. So what's left now is to move into maybe 15 minutes so that we can get ready for an entry. Already we've already had a reaction. Okay, I'd also consider this right here. Maybe we're supposed to get our entry at this point. Yeah. Let's see how the market reacts to that point. Target profits down there, or can target this liquidity point here. Let's take out that liquidity. All right. You know the saying, if you can't spot the liquidity, you will become the liquidity. So you don't want to be taken out like that. All right, there we go. That's our pound dollar or cable. Pound dollar cable. This is how it looks. So we're just waiting to get clear signals for the entry. So pound yen, it looks like we've already reacted. I had this area of supply here that I wasn't really too sure about, and hence I marked it with this clear rectangle. Maybe let me change that. Let's change that to a supply order block. So we had that reaction up there. So currently I'm looking to take a trade here, probably at current market price. Stop losses above that region. If I can get a 1:5, then good. Then drop a little bit of that. I don't normally go to 5 minutes time frame, but if we get a nice setup, maybe we can take advantage of this imbalance at the close of this imbalance. That's when we can go in. All right, back to 15. I think we got what we were looking for before we get used to lower time frames. 15. Let me confirm what this. Okay. Yeah, I think we can also anticipate a sell from this zone, rather stop losses above. Okay, 1:6. Very good setup. So yeah, let's wait and see. At the end of the day, it's a waiting game. It's a waiting game. Trade is a waiting game. So yeah, let's wait for that. And once we've got that, I think we would need to we can consider this as our last higher low. This one right here, because we've already had the reaction to the higher time frame. So that to me seems like a change of character. I mean, there's so many ways to enter this here. So you can wait for it to go all the way back up, or what you can do is and place a sell limit up there, or you can just place a sell stop here. This candle, probably stop losses up there, target profit all the way down there. It's up to you, really, how you would want to execute this one, right? So personally, I'll just wait. I think we're better off waiting than jumping the gun here. Okay, Took too long on this one. Pound yen, pound yen. I am expecting to come to 183 as well, because we have an unmitigated area of supply there as well. So it's challenging one. But we will flow with the market until we get the right setup. So US dollar, Canadian dollar. So we had this short position from yesterday that's still running. I think now we're running at 2.6R. Otherwise, we did get to a 4R. Target is 5.7R. But when we get down here, we are going to look for buying positions at 131, around 131,270, to push it to 132,600, so to speak. Let's look at the index market. What do we have here? So for our time frame, so yesterday we had a really didn't get to 35,500, but I'd consider this a slight rejection. So this morning, what I'm expecting, there's this area of liquidity, which is resistance from yesterday. I'm expecting the market to just tap into that, and then we can look for selling opportunities. We did open below our yesterday close. Yes, we did open below our yesterday close, pushed down a little bit and then up. So I'm just expecting a wick for the market to wick this area or come to an order block that's here. I think is visible on a 15 or on a 5-minute time frame, that is. All right, so this is just analysis from last night when the market closed. So yeah, I'm expecting the market to tap into this area. Stop losses above 35,500, just in case the market goes up to that. And then, yeah, we're going to target this low of 35,250. That's it with US 100. Nasdaq. So we had this trade yesterday, and looks like it has violated almost everything from yesterday. So we need to come up with some new analysis on this one. Let's go to 4-hour time frame. That's where we start. It's where everything starts. Always start on a high time frame. We're sitting nicely here in an area of supply, right? Considering this being our major high and major low, and looking at the direction of the market, you see we're impulsing strongly to the downside, and this is just a correction. So we want to see a change of character within this point of interest that's going to confirm that we're going to push further down like that. Okay, stepping down to the next lower time frame, which is 1 hour. So we had a reaction yeah, as well. So it looks like core highs. So we're gonna drop down to 15, because we have spiked a little bit above yesterday's high. I think we're still within here. So this is the order block that I'm talking about, or the supply area that I'm talking about. So we're still within this. I think with Nasdaq, well, yeah, one can take a selling position at this point. Let me see where we closed yesterday. With indices, I'm looking for a 1:3 minimum. I believe after back testing, I realized that if I can stick to a 1:3, my win rate will be quite high. So let's look at yesterday's close. So this is yesterday's close on previous day close on Nasdaq. So we opened a bit lower. Our support is here. Our resistance is here. Yesterday's resistance, of which we just worked above that. I would like to believe that's a what we call a liquidity sweep. Liquidity sweep. Let's check on a 5-minute time frame. So yeah, Let me get a close below this last lower high, and then I'll start thinking about committing on this pair, on this instrument rather. Okay, 15 minutes. Yeah, let me get a close below this level. The market closes below this level, I sell. Okay, let's look at the next one. German 30. German 30. Our stops got hunted again, so we'll flow with the market, and do not be afraid of being wrong. It's part of the game. You're gonna make mistakes at the end of the day. It's part of the game. So this is yesterday's resistance, of which we just spiked. We tested for the third time. Maybe remove that. It's the other day's trade. So let's look at yesterday's close. That's why it closed. So pushed down below and then up again. So with this one, it's quite some interesting price action. Let's see. It's very important that we refine until we get the perfect perfect setup that we are looking for. So yeah, there we go. With a reaction there, and another one right here. So I don't normally go to 1 minute once again, but I'm just gonna look for the last lower high, just to see where I would comment. I need to see lows being broken to confirm that we are bearish here. So yeah, let's see, there we go, we just closed below that. So going back to a 15-minute time frame, how are you going to take advantage of this one? Still gonna stick with this is yesterday's support. So those are liquidity points to me. So German 30, I'm gonna take a short on this one. Stop losses above those highs. Target profits down there, almost a 1:5. It's nice setup, almost. Okay, I just forced things there. I don't like doing this, but yeah, makes sense. Okay, so let's let's wait for a full body close below that level. Market is acting up now, so yeah, below that level, or you can take this. It's up to you. Okay, lastly, let's look at Bitcoin. Which Bitcoin? Bitcoin, we're still bearish. Let me remove. We're still bearish with Bitcoin because we're anticipating the market to climb a bit, and then we can start looking for selling opportunities. I don't know how long this, how low this will go, but yeah, that's what I have. Unmitigated area of supply here. It's actually this huge area. There we go. Has some imbalance, block structure to the downside. So more confirmations for us. So we're still anticipating a return to 31,200. So yeah, there we go. Bitcoin, we're bearish. DAX, already taken a couple of selling opportunities, even though it looks like we have an area of supply here, of which we can still return to, but in the short term, that's what we're looking at. Let me go to 1 hour, or maybe even a 15. I think it'll be much clearer there. Right, there we go. So yeah, sell stops below this level, target profit there. That's what I'd advise on this. DAX or the DXY. But when you look at the order flow, it does seem market was pushing nicely, making higher highs, higher lows. But if you look at this area now, this is a consolidation, okay? And then also have some area of supply, demand that was left unmitigated here. So this to me is a whole lot of liquidity. Okay, US 100. Let's see if we get a reaction there. US 30. I don't know if there are those that have jumped in already, but my sell will be at 35,471. Preferably stop losses above 35,500. Target at 35,250. So that's what I'm looking at. US 30. Dollar CAD. We're still pushing down with the setup or the trade that we took yesterday. Pound yen. Let's get a reaction here at 182.075, and then we can commit to the downside. Sorry. Let's look at cable, pound dollar. Pound dollar again. With pound dollar, I think it's almost a similar scenario to pound yen. So still waiting for just a little bit push to 1.28700, and then we're going to look for selling opportunities. Oil. With oil, it is still quite not clear. Still looking at 81,500. Let's step into 81,500, then we will talk. Right, gold. With gold, let's just wait for 1969 500, 1969 600 reaction there. Then we're gonna look for selling opportunities. With DXY, still anticipating some more bullish movement for the next couple of hours, probably before the US session. Now, with that said, ladies and gentlemen, that's it. If there are pairs that you'd like us to add to our watch list, leave a comment in the comment section. And if there's something that you don't understand, you can also ask the question in the comment section. Remember to like and subscribe as well. With that